Hi, my name is Sissy, and today we're going to talk about the importance of sexual education. Are you protective of your children? Does sheltering your children do them justice, or does it hurt them? I believe that sheltering your children from the importance of sexual education is only setting them up for failure and can cause long term health effects on your child. What does sex education teach your children? It teaches them how to prevent themselves from pregnancy and disease. It helps them have the ability to talk to others about sex. And it also has them to teach them to say no instead of falling to peer pressure or being pressured to do something they don't want to do. It also teaches them methods of birth control and how to go about getting those methods of birth control, which we know there are many out there that are available. I am not by any means telling you that you should allow your child to do it, but most kids are going to venture and try that anyway, so you want to be able to educate them and teach them right from wrong. Currently in the United States, whether students are taught sex ed in school and what gets taught depends on where you live. Did you know that nationally, 72 out of 1,000 teen girls will become pregnant? Most of the reason why is because the parents fail to teach the child about sex education or allow them to participate in a sex education program at their school. Some information I got from the National Survey of Family Growth. Most teenagers receive formal sex education before they were 18. Female teenagers were more likely than male teenagers to report first receiving instruction on birth control methods in high school. Younger female teenagers were more likely than younger male teenagers to have talked to their parents about sex and birth control. Nearly 2 out of 3 female teenagers talked to their parents about how to say no to sex, compared with about 2 out of 5 male teenagers. Is it that males are more closed? Do males think they are allowed to do it and they don't need to talk about it? Maybe. But I think education is the key. The more we talk to our children, the more we allow them to participate in those sex education programs at school, the better we are. Even if we feel we should shelter our children, the best method is education. Using data from the 2006-2008 National Survey of Family Growth, this report examines the percentage of male and female teenagers 15 to 19 who receive sex education. Most of those programs were in the school setting. When our children are protected from diseases and pregnancy, they should be able to freely express themselves. Receiving that education helps them say no. It helps them understand that this is a normal part of growth and development. I think the schools need to have this education all the time. It shouldn't just be when they're in 5th grade and when they're in 8th grade. It should be a more comprehensive educational part of their academic process. Every year, it should be ongoing. In science class, health class, it should always be touched upon. Unfortunately, many parents agree that teaching children about sex ed is their job, not the school's. But unfortunately, most parents do not feel comfortable talking to their child about sex. If parents were more open to talking to their kids, their children will be more protected. It takes everyone to commit to ensure our middle and high school students are exposed to information so they can learn for themselves how to stay safe before and when they decide to have sex. As parents, we cannot, unfortunately, stop this part of growth and development. I wish we all could. I'm sure all of our parents felt the same way when we were growing up, but it's very important we allow our kids, we make our educators expose our children to this information. They need to expose our children. It's not fair that some states are not doing that. Currently, only 20 states and the District of Columbia mandated sex and HIV education in their schools. Additionally, only 12 states are only doing HIV education only. Is that all we have to worry about in the world is HIV? No, it's not. There's many other things. Just because it's not a deadly disease, we should still be educated. According to Guttmacher Institute, between the years 2006 and 2008, 1 in 4 teenagers nationwide were taught an abstinences only curriculum. Teaching our kid not to do it, I agree, abstinences, but that is not the answer. Yes, they should be told abstinences is the best because I agree it is the best. But what have we taught our kid if they still go out and do it? We know everybody is not going to listen to abstinences. So what is telling them what to do when they do it? Nothing. They have not received any education. None. We must all take a stance together to enforce all the states to do a more comprehensive sexual education course. It is important not to only us and our children, but the generations to come along. As generations go on, I'm sure there will be more deadly diseases, more sexual transmitted diseases that our children and our future grandchildren are exposed to. Let's get everyone we can to come together and talk about the importance of sexual education. Teach it to our kids every day, every year, throughout their school years. If the more they are taught, the more it will stick in their head. You can't expect your child that was in 5th grade, in 8th grade, to remember what they were taught in 5th grade. We need to do it every year. The more it's in their mind, the fresh it is, and the better off we will be. And our children, and our grandchildren, everyone. So please, come together, enforce sexual education in the classroom. My name is Sissy, and thank you guys for listening.